had some pretty impressive rides at RedBud over the year. How are we feeling coming into this weekend? How do you feel about RedBud?
Yeah, I love RedBud. Obviously, it's the most American race of the year, being that 4th of July was yesterday and celebrated pretty good. And yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather coming into this race. I was sick all week, so it's going to be a struggle, but nonetheless, I will be out there. Just got to get a good start and sprint away from these guys in the first couple laps. But overall, yeah, bike's feeling good. I'm feeling okay, but no excuses. We're going to go race it.
So, kind of breaking news this week, obviously, with Jed announcing that he had injured his thumb. Does that sort of open the door maybe for some guys that are in that 4 to 5, 6 range to kind of step up and get on the podium?
Yeah, I definitely think so. It's unfortunate that he got hurt. You never want to see that, especially from a front runner. And man, it's been such a good year and a half for, not even a year and a half, a good couple years for that guy. And I hate to see him. I hate to see him go out like that, but it happens. So. Yeah, I mean, I think it opens the door for a lot of people, especially in the top 5 range, and like me last weekend, if Jet wasn't there, I would have got third at that second moto. It wouldn't change the overall really, but yeah, it just opens little doors like that, and even in practice, one last guy for me is always better.
All right, Joey, best ride of the year at Southwick last weekend. Take me through that. Are we moving kind of in the right direction that you want to head?
Yeah, I mean, it was for sure better, like step in the right direction. Obviously, it's not really still what I want, obviously, but yeah, it was better. Like our starts were a better direction. Our riding, considering that place is not really my strong suit, was good. And in reality, I was about 5 corners away from going 5.4 on the day, so. Yeah, it was definitely a step in the right direction. Still have, a jump to make before I can get, where I want to be or closer to where I want to be. So, yeah. But, I mean, all in all, it's, again, it's just trying to get the momentum going. It's something that doesn't sound like much, but when you kind of get things going in the right direction and the way you want it to, things tend to spiral and start becoming easier to do. So, yeah, we're just going to come into this weekend and try to do it again.
So with Triumph being a new team, this is kind of like as we go process. You guys are making changes to the bike and stuff like that. So as we're getting kind of later into the year, kind of compare like where that was from like round 1 at Paula.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, obviously we're getting better from just a team perspective as a whole, learning the bike, characteristics. Where are we good? Where do we need work? All that stuff. We're learning. But at the same time, we don't have data at any of these places, so we're going to new tracks, not new tracks for me or anyone else, but new tracks for the bike. So, what has worked, say, what worked at Southwick or what worked at Hangtown isn't necessarily going to work here. So that has been some of the challenge, is just trying to figure that out. And, if something isn't right or something isn't working, we don't have any notes to fall back onto and say, hey, this is the direction we need to go. So, yeah, I mean, it's been tough, but we've made progress as a team, and the bike has gotten better. It's just there's a lot to take in.
Okay, Brock, it's been quite a minute since we've seen you last. How are you feeling to get back behind the gate?
I'm looking forward to it. It's been since 2020 since I raced Nationals, which was a COVID year, and then I raced 21 Supercross, and then I started with these guys shortly after. So it's been obviously a different side of the fence for me. I'm excited to be here, excited to see where the bike is in race conditions, and go from there. Just go have fun.
So for the people that really aren't in the loop, kind of talk about what role you've been playing for Kawasaki.
So since May 21, I basically have been a race team test rider, and I've also got included in production testing. I went to Japan to help develop this 24 Kawasaki 450 alongside Taka and the whole crew there, and continued to do a little bit of that. But obviously the main goal, since we had a new bike coming this year, we developed this bike last mid-year till the end of the year. That way, when Adam and Jason got on the bike, it was race ready.
So is there any goal, or we're just going to go out there and have fun?
I mean, obviously, I have a little bit of expectation on myself, or I wouldn't have raced for as long as I did. So, for me, obviously, I'm competitive, still competitive, but main goal is go out, have fun, and enjoy it.
All right, Tom, coming off of Southwick, that Moto 2 at Southwick was pretty good. You led pretty much the majority of the whole Moto. Kind of just take me through your weekend, how you're feeling, how that second Moto went.
No, second moto was a bummer, of course. I was being Aiden for like 2 laps or 3 laps, and I was actually catching him. I was feeling really good, and then he fell down in the corner. So I was first the whole moto almost, and I got stopped behind the lapper. And actually on TV you couldn't see it. I hit almost the lapper, and I couldn't see anything after that. So it was a struggle. I lost like 4 seconds that lap, and yeah. It was tough because Joe and Aiden were in my right next to me for the last 3 laps, and it's a bummer to lose that moto. But overall the weekend was good. I had 2 good motos, second and third. Yeah, the goal is this weekend in RedBud. Of course, made it happen. That would be cool. But yeah, no, just focus on myself, my riding, and hopefully we can fight again for the win.
So on the broadcast, they talk a lot about how when you get out front like that and you have that lead, and then say when Shimoda and Hayden are catching up to you like that, their pace is a little bit higher because they're coming from behind. How hard is it for you to kind of wick that pace up once they get to you?
I mean, I think I had like a 4-5 second gap the whole moto, and I lost 4 seconds in 1 lap. So I lost my gap in 2 corners, and like I said, nobody saw it on TV, and it was tough after that because their pace was fast, not really faster than me, I think. But yeah, Joe passed me, and I actually were pretty good the last 2 laps. I was close to Joe to pass him back, and then I just fell down in the last lap. But no, overall my speed was good last weekend. I felt great, and yeah, the goal is to make it happen again this weekend. RedBud last year was good for me. I really like the track here, so hopefully tomorrow should be a good day.
Huge news this week, Jason, with Jed obviously unfortunately getting hurt. What does that do for you guys that are in that kind of 4 to 6 range?
I mean, honestly, it's he's beat me pretty much every moto, so it'd be nice to get closer to the podium and try and start knocking off some of those, and yeah, trying to reap the benefits of bummer he's hurt, but at the same time it's an opportunity for us to get really good results.
So I think RedBud is kind of like the turning point in the year. Obviously we had Southwick last year, or last weekend, but the rest of the rounds are significantly different than the first couple. Did the softer conditions favor you more than kind of the West Coast tracks?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I've done pretty well at all of them. I'd say Southwick is the only one that I always seem to struggle at, and once we're past that, I'm ready to rip. I've always been on the podium here at RedBud, Millville, and Washougal. So the next 3 are really fun ones for me, and then move on from there.
RedBud's home race for me. Grew up racing here, had a lot of good weekends. It's just nice to come back. Got a lot of family and friends coming. I don't know. I drove up from, been training in Tallahassee, so I drove up from Florida. And yeah, I'm going to spend the next few weeks training here, kind of get back to my roots, just reset. Yeah, I think Supercross went overall pretty decent for me. I came off of 2 ACL injuries, got 2 repairs, so I ended up 12th in the points in the East Coast 250 Championship, and then this year I've kind of been hovering around 13th. I've been stuck at 13th in the 450 class every weekend. I'd like to break through into that top 10. It feels like I'm so close, but just kind of plugging away at it. I'd like to say so. I've been living in California the past few years, so I've been transitioning back and forth. I actually felt really good at Paula, and I've never felt good at Paula, so I think that kind of translates going, where you're training, your environment's definitely big, but getting back east, I feel like I'm kind of coming back into form.
Chase, coming off of an impressive second moto ride at Southwick last weekend, does this KTM platform offer a little bit more stability maybe than what is kind of known as a twitchy front end on a Honda that you run last year?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's good and bad things about each bike, but for sure the stability on the KTM has been really good, and it's allowed me to be a little bit more comfortable throughout the motos, which I think last weekend was a good telltale sign of that. But to be honest, I'm feeling really good on the bike. I feel like I'm getting better riding every year, so it's kind of an evolution of me and also the bike. So we're looking forward to a good weekend here.
So all the rides that you have been up front and been winning have been very impressive this year. I think everyone knew that you had the speed. Now, as you kind of start to click these things off, that momentum starts to build. Do you think that just really plays into, as the year goes on, just getting more and more?
Yeah, I think it all started really in Supercross towards the end of the year. I started to really find my my speed and also a little bit more consistency. And then it kind of bled into outdoors. Had some really good rides, Hangtown last weekend. So just need to kind of get the momentum and keep it on my side and not let it slip away. So this weekend, my plan is to go out there and get 2 good starts and kind of just stay up front and let it come to me and be patient. So that's the goal.
So unfortunately this week the news broke that Jet was going to be injured for the rest of the year. So it really is looking like it's going to be you and Hunter down to the end. Does that kind of give you a little bit of relief that it just is a kind of 2-rider fight now from here on out?
No, I mean, honestly, I was kind of bummed that Jet got hurt, especially in practice. It's not really what you want to see. So now it's obviously I still have Hunter, and I would have liked to race both of them. It's been pretty fun so far all year. We've been really close, and yeah, it was fun. But now it would be Hunter and I, but I also have Aaron, all those guys that will put up good rides, and yeah, just go out there and be consistent and try and use my strength.
All right, Christian Janik, P2 for the Moto Scouting Combine today. Take me through that moto. It was a little bit of a wild one.
It was good. I came out second behind Landon, and I put some good laps in, and he got a little gap, so I was just kind of trying to find the pace and find good lines. It's super deep in the pro section because no one was really riding it today. And I tipped over before the off-camber before the pro section and got up, and then Luke was right behind me, so I put my head down and caught up back up to Landon. And then when you go back up the hill in the pro section, you go left before you go back down. I tucked the front end. And so I got back up, and I closed the gap in, and it was like 2 laps left. And then Drew got around me in the rollers in the last lap, and Landon went down in the last turn and finished second.
These scouting combines have been really beneficial for a lot of amateur racers. What's the next step for you?
It's been good. I really like it. It's a good learning curve. And I'm going to head up to Gopher Dunes tomorrow to do the pro round Sunday, and then I'll do Loretta's, and then maybe do a pro round. I'm hoping maybe just do the last combine and see what's from there.
Drew, winner of the Moto Scouting Combine today. Take me through your moto.
Yeah, had a horrible start first moto. I was 20th going over the whole shot line, and first half of the moto, I was just kind of riding over my head and stuff, and just being sloppy. But I got up to 4th place, I think, and it was kind of spread out there, and we put in good laps, and got a little lucky on the last lap. But racing's racing, and that's what happens.
You've been racing the pro rounds up in Canada, and then obviously coming back down to do these. What's next for you?
So I did get the clear. I'm going to try and do the whole series in Canada and, run for a championship up there. And then if everything goes well at Loretta's in Canada, I should hopefully be able to race a few nationals at the end of the year.
Landon Gordon, take me through your moto today at the Scouting Moto Combine.
Yeah, had a great start. Pretty much led from start to last corner, and it sucks to blow it like that, but I learned a lot today, and can't wait for some more racing. Yeah.
What's next for you?
Next for me is Loretta's, and then the next Scouting Combine, which will be I'm ready for that one.